You know, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Got a message for y'all real quick, man. I just wanted to holler at y'all real quick. You know, a lot of you dudes that was out here gangbanging, y'all just be out here lying, man. You know, and you know, y'all tell a lot of lies to people. But one of the main lies I want to highlight is how y'all be saying, oh, when things go the wrong way, or when shit hit the fan and you don't get a favorable outcome, which you never was going to do that in the gang in the first place. But when things happen, one of the favorite lines that y'all like saying is, you knew what you was getting yourself into. It's just one of like the biggest lies that we tend to tell ourselves. I don't know if I ever told myself that. I kind of did. I think I did do that early on. I'm not even gonna lie. I did do that early on. I kind of did know what I was getting myself into, kind of, right? I got jumped in. You know, I knew Crips was outnumbered. I knew it was hella bloods, and I knew it was gonna be lit. Like, it is what it is, right? Which is why I worked out. I did certain things because I already knew the odds was going to be against me, right? And I move how I move because I know what's up. I know what's out there. I know the terrain. I know the playing field. So to a certain extent, I kind of knew, kind of. But when shit hit the fan, or when things go south, and when you get to the bottom of the bottom, a lot of us don't really know or knew what we was getting ourselves into. Because if somebody would have told us off the gate, like, you know, this shit come with deceit. This shit comes with, you know, some of your own mans is gonna try to backdoor you. You know, some of your own mans is gonna snitch on you. You might go to jail, you might get framed. Some of the OGs might tell you, yo, you gotta take that deal. You gotta take this charge because you're young. You know, they tell you they're gonna hold you down. You get in there, they don't hold you down. Nobody really there. You know, when you really need them. People scheming on you, friendly extortions. Like, if they told you all of these things came with the game, if they told you all of these things came with this movement that you about to join, that you about to be a part of, you'll have to be a fool to get involved. You really do. If they told you all of those things, right? If they told you all of those things when you first got involved, and you still got involved, you have to be a damn fool. So that's the point I'm trying to make, that a lot of times we don't know what we really getting ourselves into. You know, like, I seen dudes, like, when they got real, like, they thought it was just some regular, like, you know, we gonna fight. Some dudes was even afraid to fight. But some dudes thought it was just gonna be some regular, like, you know, we might have to fight here and there, but for the most part, we just gonna smoke, hang out, talk to girls. And then when they started seeing, like, it was getting lit, when they started seeing, like, yo, like, dudes was trying to kill dudes, like, when they started seeing, like, yo, you gotta get hammered up, when they really started seeing certain things, they didn't want no parts of that. They didn't even want to be around. They was just like, oh, snap. You know, so there's so many of our young people who get involved with certain things, they don't even know the ramifications. They don't even know what that word means, right? They don't even know what it really fully entails. That's why, like, when people be like, oh, talking about the snitch stuff, I'm like, yo, that's just part of the game. We just never was taught that. They never told us that snitching is part of the game. It's part of the game, homie. It's part of the game. And most of the dudes that is telling you these stories, most of them are cheeks. You know what cheeks is. They soft. You know what I'm saying? Most of these dudes is cheeks, man. That will sell you a dream. They'll sell you a story. They'll have you fuck up your life because they probably fucked up theirs early on. And they ain't trying to go back up to them mountains. They not. So they're going to ruin your life. They're going to be like, you young, man. You can afford to do a bid. You know, you can go up there. Look, they're just going to give you a juvenile. They just gonna give you a YO. They have you out here racking up these felonies, and you don't even realize some of them felonies might be able to be sealed if you get a youthful offender. Some of them is not. I don't know if the laws changed by now, but some of them things you're gonna be able to change, and some of the things you're not. Right? So you sat here, you was getting probation for this, you thought it was cool because you got let go, you went home, but then you got a felony in your jacket. Then you get another one. You get what I'm saying? And once you get caught up in the system early on of going to juvie, Spofford, whatever, once you get caught up in it, like, it's hard to get out of that. It's hard to get out. Like, I was never one of those teenage criminals. You know, I mean, I was doing little stuff here and there. I got locked up when I was a teenager. But what I'm trying to say is, like, there was some kids that they came, like, they went to foster home for whatever reason, broken home. And then from foster home, it was straight to jail. You know, one of my parole officers, he said that to me. He said that the reason why he became a parole officer, he used to work in a foster house. And what he realized, because, you know, I'm always asking people questions. And what he realized is that a lot of the kids that were in foster homes, he said they ended up in prison. Like, that is wild, bro. It was like a lot of the kids that were in foster homes ended up in prison. They don't care about them kids. They don't be checking on them. And that's kind of like what he was like, oh, damn. And that's kind of like what he was letting me know, man. He was just like, you know, like, it's a revolving door. Like, these dudes end up in jail, man. And it's sad that, you know, this is where they end up. Because they don't really care, man. Like, it's set up. It's a pipeline. So anyway, the point of this video was, I wish more dudes step up and be honest. There's a lot of dudes that won't step up, that won't speak about how foul that shit was, what they did to them. That won't speak up because the pain won't let them. They don't want to seem weak in the eyes of people. So they front. They run around and say, like, nah, I knew what I was getting myself into. Like, this is what it is. You know, boom, boom, boom. I took it with the punches. And they was crying in jail. They was crying in jail. But they selling you a dream. And then you go out there believing them. Nah, homie, this not life, homie. It's more to life than this shit. It's way more to life than this, man. That's why, like, I be trying to take my little homies out of the hood, man. Like, I be telling them, like, yo, you ain't gotta hang out in the hood, bro. You know how fun it is to hang out outside of the hood? Do you know how much things you could do? Different people you can see. You ain't gotta get caught up. Like, why would you do that, stupid? Like, these drivers be dumb. Like, so I be trying to tell people, like, man, it's so much, man. So much stuff out there. That's why, like, I be trying to take dudes away from that. Like, I be like, nah, man, you gotta come see something different. Cause it is so much more to the hood, man. You don't gotta hold that down. You don't gotta roll with the punches. You know. So I hope a lot of dudes tell their story, man. Just tell them you really hurt, man. Don't be afraid to talk about your truth, homie. Don't be afraid. And the last thing I would say is, no, I'm gonna save this for another video. But don't be afraid, homie. Like, people need to hear, like, what really go on. Like, what really be happening. All the backstabbing, backdooring, like, setting you up, favoritism, like, all that weird stuff that be going on in these movements. People need to know about them. Because people think it's all sweet, it's all fun and games. It's like, it's not that bad. Like, you know, people be like, nah, like, I knew what I was. Nah, homie. A lot of us don't know what we be getting ourselves into. And this is why dudes end up telling. This is why dudes end up doing all type of stuff. Because they don't. And that's why you shouldn't force nobody. If people don't want to be in the gang, let them leave, man. I don't understand this whole concept of, like, you know, once you win, or whatever. I get it on the surface. But why you want to hold somebody in the gang that don't want to be in it? Like, you setting yourself up for that person to snitch, for that person to set you up, for that person to, like, that person keeping them in the organization through fear that you think you really doing something. You really not. You keeping them through fear. You keeping somebody that don't want to be there, but you scaring them because you telling them something gonna happen to them, right? If they try to leave. So what you think that person gonna do? That person gonna figure out a way. And sometimes that way it's like, well, maybe I gotta set you up, snitch on you, get you up out of here, whatever. Whatever it is I gotta do, some people gonna think like that. So I don't think it's wise. Like I said, I understand why people don't want to let people go, because sometimes you know too much information. We can't do that, or X, Y, Z. I'm just saying that at the same time, there's some people who they didn't realize what they was doing. And once they realize what's going on and the implications of this, they should be allowed to leave, man. They should be allowed to leave. You know, this is why you got to do a good job at explaining shit to people when they're about to get into something. Explain it to them properly. A lot of people don't be doing that. They don't properly explain what's happening, what's going on, what this entails. None of that. Because all they focus on is recruitment. All they focus on is swelling their numbers. But what good is your numbers if you got scary niggas on your team? If you got dudes who they will snitch, you know, if you got dudes who they really not gonna put in work, if you got dudes who really not contributing, or they really have no incentive to really be about that. Like, what's the point? What's the point of just having numbers if when the time comes, they're not going to contribute to war, they're not going to contribute to weapons, they're not going to contribute to whatever your mission is? What's the point? So you can say you got numbers? Come on, man. A lot of these generals be stupid. This is what I be talking about. But yo, man, tell you the truth, man. Talk about the pain. Talk about the hurt. Don't be sitting here lying to people. It's okay, man. It's okay. What they did us, what's that thing G Herbo said? He said, "Oh, you just like us, they rob you of your innocence." A lot of us was robbed of our innocence. And a lot of people was afraid to talk about it. They're not going to talk about it because, again, like I said, they don't want to seem weak. They don't want to seem like they got taken advantage. They don't want to seem like they got bamboozled and manipulated and all of this stuff. They don't want to seem like that because they want to come from a place of, I'm strong. And it's okay, homie. We all been weak at some point. And I don't even think that makes you weak. If you young and impressionable and some old head came to you and gassed you up and told you, man, I'll put money in your pocket and I'll do X, Y, Z. And I get it. Some dudes really did look out for them, right? Like, they had to fend for themselves and they had to, you know, figure out how they was going to get money and clothes themselves. And I get that. I understand the whole survival thing. And at the same time, two things could be true at once. At the same time, a lot of the older dudes, man, they took advantage of us, man. The same way they take advantage of younger women in the hood, the same way they take advantage of young men in the hood. But y'all stay blessed out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And peace out till the next time.